Welcome my dear students to my channel Let's Learn Computer, and today I will discuss about the chapter Photoshop. This video is useful for the class 8th students. So before starting with the chapter, I want to discuss few basic functions or the features that what we are using in our Android phone in our daily life. For example, we clicked a picture and there is some unwanted background are there. Any unwanted person can be accidentally captured in the image. So what we usually do, we crop the image or we change the background, and all this thing is possible in the Android phone by using a simple app. So nowadays we are all using the Photoshop in our daily life. So the basic feature or the basic use of the Photoshop is this: to edit the image, to make it clear, to make it attractive, to make it useful. It is also used to regenerate the images that are not in good condition, and with the help of the Photoshop we can regenerate that type of images so that the old memories can again be generated. And similarly, when we are working with Photoshop, we can change the background, we can put different types of effects also, so that our image, our picture, our poster will look attractive. So in this chapter I am going to discuss about the Adobe Photoshop, that is developed by Thomas Knoll, the basic features, what are the main components, how can you create a file, insert an image. These are the very few basic topics that what I am going to discuss in this chapter. So now starting with the features of the Adobe Photoshop is that it is a user friendly interface, and the photo manipulation can be done in a less time and effort. Means if we are working with Adobe Photoshop, then what we can do, we can easily use it. Means the use of this software is very easy. There is no any complexity in the interface of the Adobe Photoshop. And the main part of this Adobe Photoshop technique is that the previous image is stored, and all the working, all the changes, all the editing has been done on a layer of the image. First of all, we put a layer on the image. That layer is transparent, and we usually do our changes in that part only. And when we want to again see the main picture or the previous picture, we can usually do it. And with the help of the Adobe Photoshop, we can simply create the complex images also. So now starting with the Adobe Photoshop, the way to open the Adobe Photoshop is that click on the start menu, as you can see in the image, and from the all program menu you will select the Adobe Photoshop CS3. There are the few main points that you should know, that the Adobe Photoshop 1 was launched in 1990, and the Adobe Photoshop, the default file extension of this type of file is .psd. So these is the 2 points that you should know and remember. So now what are the main component of the interface of the Adobe Photoshop window? Now the above all there is a title bar. The title bar of the interface show the name of the window or the name of the software, and the minimize maximize button. Then after there is a menu bar, and then tool panels, palette and screen mode. These are the few parts of the screen, and now we will discuss one by one. So as you can see, here is a written that the title bar is the topmost horizontal bar of the Photoshop window. What it does, it simply displays the name of the open file and the program. Now we have the menu bar. So the menu bar contain all that menu or the main functions of the Photoshop, like file, image, view, etc. The tool panel is a collection of all type of tools, and the related tools are grouped together in order to make the access easy. Means when you have to use brush or any selection toolbox or any coloring toolbox, you can simply use it by using the tool panel. The next is palette. So what the palette do? The palette is on the right side of the window, and the palette is simply displays the colors, the layers and many other things. And the next is screen mode. So the what the screen mode used for? The screen mode is used for to change the screen layout, means of which size of image or of which size of screen is required. There are different types of tools are available. So with help of those tools we are able to perform different action in Adobe Photoshop. So the first tool that I am going to discuss is selection tool. So what is selection tool? So with the help of the selection tool you can select the image, like the part of the image which you want to edit. So there are few tools through which you can select a particular path in a regular format, like if you want to select the image in the rectangular, elliptical, so you can select the image with the help of that tools. Like you can select the image in rectangular form, elliptical form, in the single form and in the single column tools. Similarly there is a one more selection tool available, that is marquee tool. So when you select an image with the help of this marquee tool, the selected area is indicated on the screen by the blinking section board. So when you are selected an image by using the marquee tool, the selected part is started blinking on the image, so it is easy to identify the selected area. Now we will have the quick selection tool. So with the help of the quick selection tool we can automatically select the tools, means when we simply click on it, this tool will automatically find the edges, and with the help of those edges it is automatically select the whole image. So with the help of the quick selection tool it is easy to select a image and define their edges. Now the next tool is crop tool. So cropping is a very simple operation that what we are usually do in our phone also. So with the help of the crop tool you can remove the unwanted part of the image from the boundary. Just simply select the image and click on the corner of the selection area, and from the selection area just drag the mouse down left or right according to the requirement, and the part that is outside of the selection area is cropped. So with help of the crop tool we can simply delete the unwanted thing from the image. Now the next tool we have is a move tool. So when we are editing an image, sometimes it is required to move any selected part of the image from the one place in the photograph to the another place. So with the help of the move tool we can do it. But before moving any part of the image it is required to select the part, especially using the marquee tool or by the lasso tool or by any other selection tool that is available, and the tool of the selection will be depending upon the type of the part that what we are selecting. So this can be done with the help of the selection tool, and after selecting the tool what you will have to do, you will have to simply click on the move tool and then click on that selected area and then drag it to the place where you want to put it. So it can be done with the help of the move tool. So in the common language you can simply say that the move tool is used to move any selected part in the image from one place to another place. The next tool are the very common tools that we can usually use in our daily life, like pencil tool. So with the help of the pencil tool you can draw freehand drawing on the picture, and this works like a brush tool. So as we simply draw with the help of the pencil, in the similar way we can simply draw on the image with the help of this pencil tool. Now the second is eraser tool. So as its name implies, we can erase anything with help of this tool. Now the gradient tool. So sometimes it happens there are more than one type of effect is available in the image. It may be two colors, it may be two type of fillings. So with the help of the gradient tool, we can simply blend the colors together to make a different color, to make a simplified pattern. So the grading tool is used to blending two or more colors. So with the help of the blending, you can create a different color or a different pattern on the whole image. So then your image will look beautiful just because of the blending more than one colors together. So there are different types of grading technique is also available, like linear grading, radial gradient, angle gradient, reflective gradient, and diamond gradient. So as its name implies, that type of gradient tool will work according to their name. Like the linear gradient shade from the starting to the end in a straight line. Radial will work on the circular pattern. Angle will work on the anti-clock around the start point. The reflective gradient means linear gradient or either side of the start point, and the diamond gradient means that the start point toward in the diamond pattern. So these are the few gradient that what you can select according to the need of the requirement or according to the selected area where you want to mix more than one color. So the next is paint bucket tool. The paint bucket tool is used like simple bucket with paint and brush. You can simply fill any location with the help of any particular color with the help of the paint bucket tool. If there any particular location you want to fill it currently with a single color, just select the paint button tool and click on particular color and the whole area will get colored on that basis. So this is all about today's session. Hope this video will helpful in understanding the tools of the Adobe Photoshop. Thank you.